to you and happy new month. It's day number 1 in the month of July 2025. And we're absolutely excited to have you join us on today's edition of Dominion Sports, coming to you live from Dominion Broadcast House, Iagonku, right here in the Brown of City of Ibadan. My name is Boluwaji Ogmola. Of course, we're excited to be here as usual to bring you up to speed with happenings in the world of sport. We discuss, we analyze, and we bring you a highlight of major talking points from the world of sport. I'm Boluwaji Ogmola. Of course, Toluwani Polabe is right here with me in the studio as usual, and together we'll make it worth the while for you. Once again, you're welcome on board. Toluwani.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Good morning.
You look amazing, and you said it's the new month, second half of the year, and I'm sure if you're a football fan, a sport fan, you understand what the second half means. If you're not doing well in the first half, so it's another time to regroup yourself again, start again. All those things you could not do in the first half of the year, you can still achieve it in the second half of the year. And the sporting activities ever blazing, ever buzzing, every day on the go. So we have so much to expect. From the FIFA Club World Cup, shocking. The world of tennis also. We saw some tricks right there, looking like Kalasakaras was not going to make it, but it's the mentality of champions. So we have so much to talk about today. I'm a big part of Toluwani, and I'm super excited to be here this morning.
And don't forget that you can enjoy our programs live on our social media platforms on YouTube at Dominion Broadcast. Check us out also on Facebook at Dominion Television on Facebook, and on Twitter and Instagram, TikTok. We're all there. Just search for Dominion Broadcast to enjoy our program, and of course on our website as well, www.dominion.org.ng to enjoy our programs live. And of course, this show will definitely be on YouTube for you to be part of it, as we will have a prediction game as usual. Well, Toluwani, let's talk about some of the high points from yesterday in the world of sport. The Wimbledon started yesterday. We saw some interesting results. Shockers also we saw. And of course, in the world of football, major shocker. For us yesterday, we were analyzing the fact that we'll probably have the Europeans and the South Americans go head to head. But then, Al-Hilal are into the quarterfinals already. I mean, that's what sport serves us, and we love it.
Actually, we love it. And just this morning while we were talking, you said, that's football. Anything can happen. So, I would expect, like I said yesterday, I actually gave Manchester City a good ride because of the attacking press they have in their locker. But it didn't happen like that. And it's like Simeon Inzaghi had other plans right there for Manchester City, and he pulled those streaks, and having to get them the victory. That's the first defeat for Manchester City in the FIFA Club World Cup. So, it's a lot of shock right there for everybody, that watched the game yesterday. But it's football, so we're expecting something magical to happen.
All right, let's kickstart from the home front as usual. And we're starting from Kwara State, where the governor of the state, Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, has announced a reward of 5 million naira and a plot of land for each player of Kwara United Football Club, following their historic triumph at the 2025 President Federation Cup, ending the state's 49 years absence from the continental competition. Well, the announcement was made yesterday during a celebration hosted by Ambassador Abdul Fattah Yahaya Seriki Gambari at the banquet hall in Ilorin. Kwara United's victory, secured them a place in the CAF Confederations Cup, marking a milestone achievement for the club and, of course, the state at large. Governor Abdulrazak also acknowledged the supporters who traveled from Ilorin to Lagos to cheer the team during the final against Abakaliki Football Club, emphasizing their role in lifting the team's morale. Well, in a heartwarming moment, Governor Abdulrazak and Ambassador Seriki Gambari jointly donated a total of 1.5 million naira to one Mrs. Oluwatoyin Oluwapamile Abdullahi, widely known as Iyaguguru, whose picture actually, a picture supporting Kwara United at the final went viral on social media. The governor gave her 1 million naira, while Seriki Gambari donated 500,000 naira to this woman. All right, there you have the woman on your screen, and she's made the social media since Sunday. She's gone viral, and she actually came from Ilorin to support the team, putting on the jersey. And who says no one is watching? Honestly, because she was just there to support the team, to sell her goods and all of that. And there you have it. She was pictured, and every everywhere. The governor saw it. 1 million naira.
You know,
I mean, who would have thought that would happen?
Talk about timing, right timing.
Yes,
right timing.
Right timing.
You know, when your time is right, you know, you're just gonna eat it. I think you know, it's big ups to the woman. You know, and you know, I also heard that several other, you know,
people are donating already.
You know, it's massive. It's massive to see that happen right there for the woman. So big congratulations to her also. And you know,
I mean, that is the picture. That is the picture.
Yeah, beautiful picture.
Yeah,
beautiful
of course, she's selling her things, and of course, celebrating with the team, putting on the club jersey. That's fantastic. I mean, there's reward for everything you do, right?
Yeah. Hard work.
And of course, staying true to your club. You know, at times you talk to some people and they say, "Oh, I go with anything that wins." Well, no, you know, go follow your heart.
Yeah, actually, but I'm surprised about the. Okay, so we saw pictures of the trophy celebration from Kwara United, and
yes,
you know, I'm
you
going
mean that truck?
So I'm going to hold on. So I give it to you to, you know, pick on. I'm going to hold on. So
let's just talk about it.
Because if you're giving your players each 5 million naira and you maybe a plot of land and the likes like that, you know, celebrating them, so I'm sure it's not going to cost you anything to get a proper you know, boss, you know, to just celebrate you know, the team and all. But you know, it's a big eyesore for me. And it shows that, you know, when you look at teams that are managed by the government, you see that, you know, there are some issues that are supposed to be settled properly, and you look at
they don't pay attention
to key details.
You remember Rangers also did the same then, but then Remo Stars taught us how it's done.
So everybody was expecting Remo Stars has given us, you know, a big shift. So let's see how we can follow suit, you know, with this movement. But come on, yesterday was just.
I wish we can have that truck on the screens. But I mean, honestly, I saw that, I was like, that is not nice.
No,
that is not nice. Personally, I didn't want to bring that up because I don't want to showcase us to the world in that kind of light, honestly.
It's really sad.
It's really sad. We should do better with branding. And that's why many of us say, at times, you look at it and they say, the governments really have business in the business of sports. Because all of those little details, little attention. I can imagine me owning that club. And we just won the FA Cup.
For the first time.
The biggest competition in the history. We're going to the continent for the first time in 49 years. All right? And I need to celebrate it with the fans and everybody.
And all you're thinking about is to get a truck. I mean, in fact, it's
honestly, also, I mean, looking at it, I mean, as a private owner, Shoname won't allow that.
No, he won't.
All right, he will be detailed.
Okay,
so my producer eventually picked out that particular truck, and this was how Kwara United celebrated, had their trophy parade around the city of Ilorin. This is not good.
At all.
This is not good. This is not good. Remo Stars showed us how it's done.
Yeah.
We should do better next time. I mean, that is the truck. See, look at the players.
Look at the players.
Those who just did magic for you.
Look
at where they are standing with the fans.
No, it's terrible.
This is how it's done. We watch European football and we know how they celebrate across the city, open air balls, you know. Oh my! We should be learning from this people.
Yeah, actually, and you know, like I said, so I'm wondering if you're giving. So I keep every time I see that news of 5 million naira for each player, my head keeps rolling. I'm like, okay, so you can give out 5 million naira for each player, a plot of land, and you can't do something, and it's not going to cost you 2 million naira to put things in place. It's not going to cost you 2 million naira. Just make it colorful. It's the first time we're going to have such. The pictures are flying everywhere, and it's not befitting.
Honestly,
it's not.
I mean, the pictures actually
it's terrible.
It's beclouding everything good that happened to them at the weekend.
It's terrible.
All right, let's move away from there and talk about Abakaliki Football Club. Their players have been rewarded with a sum of 1 million naira each for finishing as runners-up in the 2025 President Federation Cup. Ebonyi State Governor Nwifuru Francis made a donation after receiving the players at a reception in Abakaliki yesterday. It will be recalled that Abakaliki lost to Kwara United 4-3 on penalties in the final of the tournament played in Lagos last Saturday. The game ended goalless in regulation time. Abakaliki FC, our players also recorded an impressive outing in the tournament. Yes, you agree with me, winning against Ayimba, Nasarawa United, Katsina United, and Ikorodu City to, of course, eventually make the finals. They have also received a cash prize of 20 million naira for reaching that particular final. Toluwani, here you have it, Abakaliki FC. The Rice Boys.
Yeah.
The Rice Boys.
Yes,
fantastic that their government.
You know, a very fantastic outing from the team. You know, our giant killers. Looking at the team, they're eliminated. You know, from the competition and getting through to the final. You know, despite the situation in the NLO right now, you know, are battling serious issues. You know, in their club football. But I must give it up to the government. You know, for also rewarding hard work. You know, and you know, it's okay to see such players, you know, being rewarded, and I think it's going to give them a morale booster, you know, going forward to say, okay, I think if our government can do this or our management can do this for us, I think we also need to put in, you know, more work, you know, to secure, you know, a trophy in the cabinet right there. So it's big ups to the government, and also, you know, a big congratulations to the Abakaliki Football Club, the Rice Boys, and also giant killers right there. So, you know, I'm just expecting something new for them next season.
Yeah, something new.
Yes, something
probably
new.
Get to restructure so they can do better next season. Better next season.
So, you know, this money that, so I don't have issues with the money going out, you know, to all these players. But I feel that if we're giving, you know, X amount of money to these players, so why can't we bring in the money also to restructure, you know, the team, you know, what do we need to put in place? We say this week in, week out, every day on the show, you know, telling us that we need to do something right. We look at the South African League, we look at the Egyptian League, we look at all these leagues. They are doing something right. They're doing something right, and it's not still stopping them from not rewarding the players. But so I think the financial ability to still go back to the locker room, put this in place, you know, going forward, we'll see them shine on the big stage. Right now, we have the likes of you know, these teams representing us in Confederation Cup, you know, Continental. So it's all things right. You must do things right, you know, going forward. So once again, big ups to Abakaliki government and, you know, the football club.
No disrespect, it would have been a very big eyesore to have Abakaliki representatives on the continent.
No, actually, no. I leave it for that. No disrespect at all.
To them, but that is the reality.
At all.
All right, let's move to our national team this morning. Well, the Nigerian under-20 male team, the Flying Eagles, have converged again on Abuja, the country's capital, for their final phase of preparations for the CAF Wafubi Under-20 Boys Cup, which will be played in Ghana from the 10th of this month to the 23rd of the same month. The tournament is set to be organized to foster regional collaboration and showcase emerging football talent across West Africa. The maiden edition in Accra, Ghana, will bring together 13 national under-20 teams from across WAFU Zone A and Zone B. Now, after ending the initial campaign abruptly due to the postponement of this particular WAFU tournament, coach of the side, Ali Zubair, confirmed the resumption of the team yesterday after a new date was announced by the organizers. The team's camp in Abuja, you know, comprises some of the players that you know, helped the team pick up a ticket to the World Cup holding later in the year in Chile, and a few new talents. Don't forget the boys are drawn in Group A alongside the host nation Ghana and Benin Republic, while Group B features Niger, Togo, Ivory Coast, and Burkina Faso. The top two teams from each group will progress to the semi-finals. Of course, host Ghana and Nigeria will face off in the opening game of the competition. Well, the bigger one, holding later in the year in Chile. I was talking about the Under-20 World Cup, and this is a very good platform for them to prepare for that World Cup. Yeah, you know, I was about speaking about, you know, the platform that we have preparations for, you know, going into that competition in Chile, the World Cup in Chile, right there. So I think it's a big test for us, you know, to put things right. If you remember the last competition we had last time out, you know, we had issues with our goal scoring abilities. You know, we couldn't get in, you know, more goals. You know, we couldn't fit in the system properly, and the like that. So you beg to wonder, you know, if we're having such competitions like this, so we need to do things right. The coach needs to put things right in place going for Chile, because we must not have, you know, a poor turnout right there in Chile. So it's a big one for us to see. And again, we're going to have a good test starting off with Ghana and other big African countries right there. So once again, it's a big one, you know, for preparations for Chile right there for the World Cup. Colombia, Norway, and Saudi Arabia are the teams that Nigeria will face at the World Cup starting on the 27th of September. Moving on to the Super Falcons, where head coach Justin Madugu has assured that his team will be ready for the opening game of the 13th edition of the Women's African Cup of Nations Finals. The 9-time African champions will be up against Tunisia, yes, at the Lobby Zolich Stadium in Casablanca this coming Sunday, the 6th of July, before other games against Botswana and then Algeria in their group phase. Madugu insisted yesterday that the Super Falcons must continue to improve in several areas, despite their emphatic 3-1 win over Ghana's Black Queens in their friendly in Casablanca on Sunday evening. And of course, there you have the girls right there on your screen. Well, the girls are promising us no pressure.
No pressure.
We have what it takes to go all out there. And, all of this Mission X thing, I hope it's not to get into them.
Okay, so the Mission X is not to get into their head. I think it's just for the support. So I think what they need to do for us right now is, if we're giving the support, give us the goals, give us the trophy, give us the wins. Give us the wins. That's what we want. Because we'll be supporting you. Either we're in Casablanca or we're back home right here. We'll be supporting you on the goal. To lift the trophy. Absolutely. And so I think like the coach said, he said they're trying to put things right. Going forward in the competition, despite the victory to Ghana. That's to show that I know he has other things that are missing in the box that he needs to put right going forward in the competition. So we're expecting victory right there. The first game, we want to see victory against Tunisia. We're in Group B, drawn here. So we're expecting the Super Falcons to come out on top right there in Group B and see how far they can go, for the La Decima.
All right. Well, if you look at the screen right beside us, there you have Group A, Group B, and Group C on your screen. And of course, Group A, we have Morocco, Zambia, Senegal, and DR Congo. Group B has Nigeria, Tunisia, Algeria, Botswana, and of course, Group C, South Africa, Ghana, Mali, and Tanzania. And you have all of those teams. Let's take a look at the city that will be hosting our darling Super Falcons. Of course, we're in Casablanca, Labi Zauli Stadium. Our first game on the 6th against Tunisia, and then we take on Botswana on the 10th of July. And then 13th, we'll take on Algeria. Quarterfinals will be in that same stadium on the 18th. It will be the second semi-final, the second quarterfinal, then second semi-final still in that stadium, 22nd of July, and we'll have the third place game there, 25th of July as well. Wish the girls all the best, and massive shout out to the new media officer of the team, Mary Akinshola, a former colleague of mine, very good friend. Yes, named the media officer of the team. Beautiful. Of course, wish her all the best, and of course the girls go out there and make us proud. One of the days, Mary will join us on the show. Maybe during the competition, she will join us on the show to talk about that particular competition. Because of our time, let's move straight to the world of tennis and talk Wimbledon. World two-time defending champion Carlos Alcaraz avoided a shocking exit against Italian veteran Fabio Fognini in the Wimbledon first round to set up a meeting with British qualifier Oliver Tazet. It was a tough game for him. And then, just in case you missed any of the games yesterday, let's enjoy two of the very important games we saw yesterday at Wimbledon, and we'll be back. What a game we served last night and the early hours of this morning. Quality football, no doubt about it. Toluwani, let's talk about what you've seen so far up till this morning. The quality of play at the FIFA Club World Cup. Are you impressed with what you've seen so far?
Yes, I am. And I'm going to read a comment, from Savage. He's saying that the Al-Hilal player, he said, I'm going to ask, they want more respect for the Saudi Pro League after Al-Hilal knocked out Manchester City. And he said, and I quote, let's see now if they will criticize us. That's the question. Let's see if the Saudi Pro League is not, all of that you guys
exactly.
talk about and all.
Honestly, they've done well.
Yeah,
and they deserve all the respect from everybody.
But they're spending the money. Yes, they are. They are. And, if you're spending the money right, you should get the result.
Absolutely.
And that's what they're getting right now. Having to pick up, a quality coach also like Inzaghi to the team. Still have to keep, quality players still in the team. And, young ones,
experienced.
Who have the legs to run, fall back and, move forward again and things like that. And also I must give shout out to, the South American players right there. We saw, how they massively attack and massively defend again. Quick feet, quick players, still agile. South Americans are hustlers, you want to be on the ball quickly, try to put things in place, as soon as possible. So I must give shout out to, South American side, still in the, the FIFA Club World Cup.
All right, talking about teams still in the competition, there you have the quarterfinalists so far. Palmeiras, of course, South American side, and of course the three European giants, Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain, and Bayern Munich. We have Fluminense there, and then almighty Al-Hilal from Saudi. Have your respect. All right, let's take a look at what the entire chart look like at this moment. Yes, the quarterfinalists there, Palmeiras, Chelsea, everyone. But then we have 2 round of 16 games to go. So 2 more teams to join the Big 8. And then we have Real Madrid versus Juventus tonight. Yeah, I think we just talk about that before we leave. Let's leave the Borussia Dortmund and their brother alone. Let's talk about this.
So it's really going to be
tonight. And don't forget, in the comments, drop your predictions of that particular game. Real Madrid Juventus, 2,000 naira at stake.
Okay, beautiful. So it's going to be a big one for me tonight to see, the Galacticos again, the old leaders of Turin right here, Juventus, play out that beautiful game in the FIFA Club World Cup. And remember, it's a new management, new style of football. So we expect so much to happen. And like I said yesterday about, Juventus, I don't see attacking power in that side, so it's just going to be an individual brilliance from maybe 1 or 2 players that can spark the light for Juventus. But for Madrid, you can count 5, 6 players that can form a team to get the goals, or if they're not doing that as a team, we can still pick out each individual that can still just spark the light right there for them, for Madrid. So we're expecting a good game, mouth-watering with goals, entertainment. So we're expecting so much, from this game.
Putting them side by side, a Real Madrid side, fantastic side in all departments, great players, quality play, had a decent season, before this Club World Cup. To a Juventus who struggled all season. Are we not looking like... It's not looking like we'll have a one-sided game.
Okay, we're not going to have a one-sided game because Juventus also, they have the mentality of champions, trying to win also.
That's right.
It's a very big stage. It's a big stage.
So we have to go.
So
we have to go. It's been a nice time on the show, and of course, I'm sure that our viewers enjoyed, spending their time with us. Toluwani, let's go.
Yes, I must say big thank you to you. Like Boluwaji said, just make sure you drop your comment right there. Make sure you follow us. We have mouth-watering rewards for you if you get the predictions right.
Absolutely. Well, that's the size of the show. On behalf of the entire production crew, say thanks for joining us today. We're back tomorrow. Do have a lovely day, and once again, Happy New Month.